Hello students, welcome back. So I'm Suman Bhatia here and today I'm going to continue the chapter number 2 of standard 6. The lesson's name from hunters and gatherers to growing food. We have already done the part 1 and we'll continue today with our part 2. So the topics for today that we are going to cover are we are going to study the 3 types of Stone Age. Then we will study the changing environment. We will study how man began farming and herding. We will study the meaning of domestication. We will see the new way of life the man was living. Then we will see how people started or what ways people used to store the grains at that time. We will look into the topic and have a closer look at Megarth and Catalhook, two Neolithic sites. So, the first topic for today, the Paleolithic sites. So, Paleolithic site, the word Paleolithic has been derived from a Greek word called paleo, that means old, and lithos means stone. This Paleolithic era, has been started from 2 million years back and up to 1200 years ago, this Paleolithic site has been existing. Later on, this Paleolithic site has been divided into 3 subcategories, that is the lower Paleolithic site, middle Paleolithic and upper Paleolithics. The Mesolithic sites, that is 1200 years ago up to 1000 years ago, that is the middle Stone Age. Here the people, the old Stone Age people, that is Paleolithic people, use stone tools. In this stage of Mesolithic sites, people carved that stones in and gave them shapes, made them properly shaped, skilled tools, and fixed handles of wood or bone to that stone tool. This small section of the stone that was carved was called microlith, that is made from stone. Examples of such tools were saws or sickles, which was used for cutting of the grasses and woods at that time. Neolithic, that is from 1000 years ago, and it can be said as a new Stone Age. The changing environment. Now we will see the beginning of the changing environment, that is around 1200 years ago. There was a huge transformation in the climate and the climate started becoming warmer. Because of the warm climate, grasses flourished, developed, and because the number of the grasslands increased, the herbivorous animals increased and the herbivorous animals could survive more. The number of herbivorous animals increased. People started learning about the food habits of these people by observing them. How these animals, what seasons do they breed, what do they eat, and all such observations were done by the man. And this observation gradually made man to domesticate the animals, and finally the humans, the man becomes herders. He keeps these animals as domestic animals and he becomes herders. The beginning and the stage of farming. So man now, what does man do? Man has now become farmer and a herder. So here on the screen, students, you will see a new way of life. What man has started now doing. People planted some seed and noticed that they grow, how much time they take. Then they stay at that place. They look after that plant. So mostly wheat, barley, rice were growing at that time naturally. So people were collecting that crop, harvesting them, and they were using them as their food. After this observation, the series what you can see, the chart you are seeing on the screen, this series made man store these crops for further seasons. They studied that crops grow in certain seasons only. So they started storing the crops, and gradually the man becomes a farmer. So here you can see the beginning of farming and herding chart I have shown you on the screen. So people, along with this farming, they also started protecting animals. They started keeping animals like sheep, goat, cattle, pig. They were kept in groups. And if you want to know the first tamed animal by humans, it was a wild dog. So dog was the first tamed animals when humans started the herding. So you can see what customs and practices the man was doing. Man is doing some cultivation, having some animals around. Here on the screen you can see. So basically man was doing domestication. What does domestication mean? Domestication means selecting the good qualities of the animals that can be trained and kept with man, who are humble, who will not harm the man, and selecting the such good qualities of the animals which are free from diseases, and selecting them and keeping them for their own use. So man was basically keeping these animals for his own benefit. They were using these animals as the animals provide them with milk, and also they provide them with some kind of meat. Here you can see storing animals. So people took care of the animals because these animals gave him milk and meat. Okay, so domestication is the process in which people grow plants and look after the animals, and they can be used by this man in various ways. So here you can see some teeth that were found in the excavations. Archaeologists found these teeth, and from this they can predict what kind of animals the man was keeping as domestic. So studying these evidences, the archaeologists can predict that this kind of animals were there. Now the next topic for our today's topic is new way of life. First of all, I told that wheat, barley and other things were growing naturally. Man was harvesting them and using it. But later on, man started doing agriculture. Means taking that seed from the nature, putting it in the ground. Means that is sowing the seed, watering it, taking the care of the plant, weeding it. Means if some unwanted plants grow near the tree, they will pull it out. Then they will drive out the animals. If some animal is coming in the farm and eating the crops, they will drive away. Then they will harvest it, protect it, store it properly. And for what purpose they will store this grain? For their daily use as food, and also for the seed, because next time in the next season again they have to grow some crop. So for that raw material, for that crop product, the seed, it is stored also as a seed for the further use. Now how these people were storing, in what things the people were storing these crops or grains? Let us see. So people were storing these crops, here you can see, in pots. Okay, they were storing it in a large clay pots, basket, and they were digging the pits inside the ground. They were also, you can see here, storing animal. What does storing animal means? Animals multiply naturally, they reproduce and they multiply their numbers. So it was easy for man to get milk and meat from these animals. So here on the screen there is a map, you can see, that is on the page number 13. So in this map you can see the Neolithic sites, that is marked with the blue squares. Okay, the new Stone Age. Here basically I would like to point out your attention to basically 4 or 5 important places. That is, if you look in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, you can see Buzahum. In present day Pakistan, you can see Mehrgarh. In the Assam region, in the northeastern state of our country, you can see Dojli Haring. And also in nearby the states of Madhya Pradesh and Bihar and all, you can see Chiran, Kholdiva and Mahagram. These are the places that is called the Neolithic sites, where the people of this era that they were doing farming and herding. In these places, basically the bones, remains, the teeth and other things, grains, other such things, burnt grains, plants and animal remains were found as the evidences by the archaeologists. Also, if you go towards the southern region of our country, Halur and Payampalli, that is the Andhra Pradesh area, these are the two places in southern part of our country. So basically, if you look out the entire map, you can see the northern part, the eastern part and the southern part. So basically these Neolithic sites are situated in the northern, eastern and the southern part of our country. So here on the screen you can see some new stone tools. So these stone tools are also the remains that were found during the excavation. These are the mortars and the pestals. These stone tools were used for the daily use by the humans at that time for grinding the grains that they cultivated from the farms. These grains were grinded with the help of these mortars and pestle. These are the new tools that were found from the excavations at that. Here you can see the methods of the storing grain. Here on the screen I have shown you dug pits in the ground to store the grain. You can see the big large earthen jars there. You can see woven baskets. So in this way, these were the methods used by that people at that time in the Neolithic ages to store the grain. Now here you can see on the screen that these two stone tools are there. Big pots are there. Women are cooking in the pots. You can see in the second image, and down you can see some woman is weaving some cloths from cotton. So basically cotton was grown, and from these remains we can say that cotton was used by the people at that time for making their clothes. So now coming to the topic, having a closer look at Mehgad. So Mehgad is a site that was excavated near the Bolan Pass, and it is on the route to Iran. It is now in present, it is in Pakistan. It's not a part of our country right now. Mehgad was one of the places where people learned to grow barley and wheat. It was a fertile area near the Bolan Pass. It was the first place where people grow this barley and wheat. It was one of the earliest known village till now. Animal bones are found in excavations here. The houses, the speciality of the houses in Mehgad, that they were in a square or a rectangular shape. Each houses had 4 or more compartments. See here, you can see the picture. The house in Mehgad. That is what a house in Mehgad may look. We can only predict that the houses in Mehgad were looking in this type, and in the excavation these things have been found. Here you can see some pictures that a dead body is buried in a burial site in Mehgad, and along with the skeleton of the human, skeletons of some animals are also found. The skeleton of the animals like goat and other things were buried with the human because they believed the relatives give respect to these dead bodies in this way. So students, now we have seen today that what sites were there in our country India. Now let's talk and have a look about the world. Okay, so when these all things at the same time, when it was going on in our country India, when this stage of farming and herding was going on in our country India, at the same time somewhere in France people were making paintings. So a painting has been discovered in a cave in France. This was suddenly discovered by some few school going children, and this painting is about 2000 to 1000 years back. On these walls of the painting you can see some wild horses, some cattle, bisons, rhinoceros, reindeers, bears, and they are painted in a very beautiful bright colors. Okay, these bright colors are still very bright because they were made from minerals. They were made from mixing of the minerals like iron ore and charcoal. So this from these paintings we can say that these paintings were made only for special occasions, and they were made by the people who were going on hunting on some special or very special purpose of making this painting was done at that time. So the last topic of our chapter today is Neolithic sites. So one of the example of this Neolithic site in the world is Catalhuyuk, a best example that is situated in Turkey. So I would like to show you a picture of this Catalhuyuk. So Catalhuyuk, it was a well-designed city, okay, a Neolithic city that was excavated. It's in Turkey, and in this region you can see it's well planned and well managed area. So in Catalhuyuk, you can see that various things, when the excavations were studied, various things were brought from very, very far distances. For example, the flint that was found was from Syria. The cowries from Red Sea. Flint is a stone, white color stone, that is, okay, white color stone which brings sparks. Cowries, I will show the picture of the cowries. It was brought from the Red Sea. Some shells from Mediterranean seas, and these all things were used in the settlements. Now at that time no carts were used, no carts were discovered, so people had to walk on foot, and we can say that these people carried these things, these commodities on the back of the animal, on the backpack of the animals, and they walked so long distances for bringing these things to their places. So now I am going to show you a picture of what does a cowrie mean. So students, you must have seen this thing. It is cowries. Okay, this is a type of shell, and that was brought from the Red Sea. So can you think why these shells and these cowries may be used at that time? Yes, people may be using them for making some ornaments or something for their uses. So in this way, I think you have understood the chapter, and let's move towards the assignment section. This is the site, Burza home, the pit houses. The pit houses in the Burza home, this type of houses were used. Burza home in Jammu and Kashmir. So it's a very cold region. So people were using this kind of houses to protect themselves from the cold season. So here's our assignment, the part 2 of lesson number 2. The first question, name the first tamed animal by man. I think, look into the matter, see the video and write answer. One word answer you have to find out. Give 2 examples of what animals were used. Animals were used for 2 reasons. The answer is in the video. Find out, students. Write down. What do people do to store grains? I think weaving of the basket, making pots and all. That topic you have to revise, note down, and it's 1 or 2 line answers you have to write down on your own. Short note on Mehrgarh. Basically 4 points should be mentioned there. The point should come that it was the earliest planned site. Also, people in Mehrgarh, what they were doing, they were keeping animals and all. Fertile plain near Bolan Pass. It was the first place where barley and wheat were grown and found. It had a burial sites where people were buried with goats and all. So write a very good short note, 5 to 6 lines. Next, where is Catalhuyuk? Okay, the Catalhuyuk is in present day Turkey. And then you have to take the 6th question, plot the following on the outline map of India. Take an outline map, a physical map will do. Take a physical map of India and plot these places: Mehrgarh, that is in Pakistan, Burza home in present day Jammu and Kashmir territory, and Darjeeling Harding in Assam area. Well done, students. All the best for your assignments. Keep doing well. Thank you.